Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of So Mechanical. I'm Gregor Siller. Today we talk about the most important part of the sewing process, that would be your needle. Without the needle, your sewing machine would not be sewing. Needless to say, the most mistakes are made by matching the needle to the thread. In this video I will show you how to easily match the correct needle to the thread you will be using. At least once a week somebody will come into the store and will ask for a 70 or a 60 size needle. The next question I always have to this customer is, what kind of thread will you be using? And the answer to 90% is always the same. I will be using normal sewing thread, so a 50 weight 2 or 3 ply sewing thread. Well, if she would use a 60 needle and that thread, she would create a problem. More likely she would have skipping stitches. Why? Let me show you a needle in a bigger size. This is a normal sewing machine needle, just much bigger. In the front of your needle you have this long groove, and on the back you have no groove, but you have this shaved cutout. If we have some viewers with some older Bernina sewing machines, like an old 830 or an old 730, when you open your bobbin case door, it will say that your needle system is 705B. B means that the older needle don't have that cutout. So H needles are what you can buy only today, and this means that you got this cutout on the back of your needle. This prevents a lot of skipping stitches. So what makes the correct size needle to the correct size of thread? Because that is actually the determining factor. If I use this needle and this would be my thread, the thread would be too big for the needle. Why? The needle needs to be so big that the thread can submerge itself into this front groove. Why? I will tell you in a minute. So let's take this thread out, and now here I've got this better, nice looking green thread, and this thread will submerge itself in the front of this groove, and that's exactly the determining factor how big need the needle to be to a certain size of thread. Let's take a look at this in real. Here I have a needle, an 80 size needle threaded with the normal sewing thread. The left hand side is the back of the needle. Here I have a piece of fabric and I'm going to make a stitch. The needle will penetrate the fabric, and now the machine will raise the needle just a little bit, and it will create a loop on the back side. This little amount the needle is raising up is called the loop lift. So I created a little loop on the back side. Now the hook, that's the part who is going to pick up the thread, will come from the back, go between the loop and your needle, and it will make a stitch. Here is the same size needle but with the much heavier thread. When I poke this through the fabric, and I'm going to raise the needle in the amount of the loop lift, you will see that now it will create a loop on the front as it will create a loop on the back. That means the amount of loop is much smaller, and when the hook is coming from the side and will try to pick up that thread, you might start to having skipping stitches. So make sure that if you choose a needle that the thread is able to submerge itself in the front groove, and your problems will be cut in half.